Hey guys, this is Thomas over here at nursemoneytalk.com, and in this video what I want to do is I want to answer the question of, can the NCLEX pretty much shut off at any time? But before I get into that though, if you're not already subscribed, I want to go ahead and invite you to hit that subscribe button. On this channel I talk about all things related to nursing student, and of course nurse life. So let's just go ahead and dive right into it. And when you're looking at if the NCLEX can shut off at any time, it's kind of like a yes or an yes and no. You see, there's like really three reasons why the NCLEX is going to shut off on you. And that is, you either run out of time, the computer determines that you either passed or failed, or the third one is when you reach the maximum number of questions. And so I'm actually going to take each one one by one. So let's go ahead and start with when you run out of time. As of right now when I'm making this video, like you have like a time limit of about 5 hours to take the NCLEX. And so this 5 hours includes the scheduled breaks and any other breaks you might have. You might decide to take in between, but that's what you have to take the NCLEX. If the 5 hours goes through and the computer still, you haven't reached the maximum number of questions and the computer hasn't been able to kind of make a determination if you're going to pass or fail based on the 95% confidence rule, then at that point, the question, the exam is going to shut off. And when it shuts off, it's going to use other criteria to determine kind of like how it's going to score you based on a pass or a fail, which I actually did make a video on that already. You can, I'll go ahead and put it up there so you can go check that out. Now, it's important to note though that if, for instance, if you haven't answered the minimum number of questions and time runs out, that you automatically fail at that point. So you have to at least answer the minimum number of questions to have a shot at passing. The second reason that the computer would shut off questions on you is if the computer determines that you passed or failed. I've kind of mentioned before, you'll keep getting these questions. You have to answer at least the minimum number of questions, which at this point is 75. Once you answer that minimum number of questions, as you keep progressing in the exam, the computer's trying to determine that if it keeps giving you questions pretty much in perpetuity, whether or not you'll stay above or below the passing line. And if it can determine that with a 95% confidence level, the exam ends at that point and you will either pass or fail based on what that determination is. The third reason that the NCLEX would shut off on you is when you reach the maximum number of questions. So once you answer the maximum number of questions that you will be served on the NCLEX, of course, at that point, it will shut off. And then it will actually use another, kind of rule or criteria to determine whether or not you're going to pass or fail. Now, like if you're asking, if you're kind of researching questions and trying to researching questions on the NCLEX and trying to kind of learn more about the NCLEX. And, I think you're doing the right thing by trying to gather as much information as you can so you'll be better prepared and ideally less anxious when you're taking the NCLEX. We have a lot of resources, a lot of, videos that I've made on the NCLEX and a lot of articles written on the NCLEX. So you can see some of them in the descriptions below. You can also check out nursemoneytalk.com. And then also, if you are looking for a good NCLEX prep, make sure you check out nursemoneytalk.com/NCLEX prep. And so you'll see the NCLEX review course that I recommend. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will catch you very soon in that next one.